Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Micah and Steve.
Hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
Of Live,
Let
Thrive. What's up, Micah? Man.
I'm chilling, Stevie Stacks. How you doing?
Oh, doing good, man. Just trying to avoid all this Texas heat we got going on right now. It's scorching outside, and we haven't had a drop of rain in months. So I think it's just gonna all dry up and blow away pretty soon.
Man, I feel you, man. I went outside to water the grass and ran right back inside. I forget that. So yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, man. So this is episode 216 of your favorite Airbnb VRBO. Booking.com, all that short-term, mid-term, long-term, fun stuff, rentals in the world podcast coming at you from Arlington and Fort Worth, Texas.
Ooh, he threw booking.com in there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Some people use it. Yes, episode 216, as I said, and we have a special guest, Micah.
Who we got?
We got a special guest named Stedman Esene. Is it Esene?
Yeah, Esene.
Stedman Esene. Who's Stedman? Let me introduce you to Stedman. He has 12 Airbnbs and has 4 JVs also, and came up with a new model 2 years ago that's called Turnkey BnB. And they have done 12 turnkey deals. The most recent one sold for $80,000 in 30 days of staging. Impressive. He owns a small brokerage in Texas. 90% of his agents have STRs. He's been invested in STRs for 6 years, operates out of Houston, as well as satellite offices in Dallas and San Antonio, full-time broker and STR investor. His business is to put investors into creative real estate investment opportunities. Welcome, Stedman.
Yes, sir. How you doing? How y'all doing? Thanks for having me, Mike and Steve. Happy to be here.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations on being Oprah's husband. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I knew that one was coming.
You're the second Stedman I've ever heard of in my life. So there you go.
Yeah.
now you wouldn't be doing STRs if you had Oprah money.
No. We'll be on the island somewhere, just chilling.
Well, cool, man. Welcome to the show. So how did you get your start in this crazy STR world?
Man, it's about 6 years ago is when I got started. The first property I got was on a lease to own deal, and I went out on a wing on not a popular side of town where Houston, and I just put it up, saved my pennies that I had together, and lo and behold, it went crazy. It's actually getting a lot of nurses and things like that. I ended up getting a long-term nurse for a crazy amount of money, and I said, "Oh, I might have something here." Then start to scale up and things like that. So it's been a fun roller coaster, but yeah, started in the small suburb part of Houston, Texas.
Yeah, isn't Houston just one giant suburb?
Yeah, it's huge. You got a lot of suburbs in there.
Oh, okay. So what suburb? Where you at? In the 3rd Ward, Sunnyside? Where are we talking?
Well, well, my first Airbnb was in a suburb called Alief. It's an Alief out in Houston, and it's not where you normally put Airbnbs, but it's still one of the strongest performing ones today. I still have it today, and it's been pretty surprising how this industry works and what will work and what won't work on these units. You'll be surprised. You always got to leave it up to the guests, though.
Alief, Texas. That's the home of our brother Toby, ain't it?
Yes, Toby. Yep.
Yes,
Toby,
sir. I thought so.
Definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So Alief, Texas. Now, what kind of? You said you were getting travel nurses. Now, is there hospitals around there? What's in that area?
Yeah, so there's a hospital about maybe a couple of miles up the street, but it sits in a pocket of bigger suburbs. It's right in between Katy, Sugarland, Cypress, and Richmond. They're all very close, and they all perspective have their own smaller hospitals. So it just kind of, I guess it fit out great for these nurses.
Okay. How now because you know the thing about Houston, man, it's saturated. I don't know that Alief side. Now has the Houston saturation started to move over into Alief or
No. So yeah,
what?
yeah. So right now in the current market, it's a little saturated, but those are for investors that are taking on the 1 bedrooms and the 2 bedrooms.
Mm,
Most of my units now are 3 bedrooms and up. This back in the day, I had the 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, but it's pretty good. We like I said, we only see the competition for 2 bedrooms and below. So other than that, I mean, if you got a pretty good put together unit, then you should be doing well.
okay. Now in your portfolio right now that you've moved over to the 3 bedrooms, are you still traveling, catering to that travel nurse crowd, or how's that going for you? What's your target avatar looking like now?
Yeah, so it's generally about 60-70% of the bookings are still coming through Airbnb itself. And then we have the rest on about four of the platforms. The ones that are closest to the hospital, we do normally get a lot of inquiries from nurses and things like that. But if it's not going to, be better than the bottom line with Airbnb, we normally kind of shooting towards leisure guests these days. If we had a smaller unit, we probably would go towards these nurses. Some of my clients that I help get their units up, they are catering towards these nurses that are near these hospitals. But for my portfolios, we are normally booking out on Airbnb just itself.
I got a self-serving question for you
Sure.
because we have 2 units over there in Houston, and they're like 3 bedroom, 3 bath townhouses, right?
Okay.
And so, and we've been doing okay, and the thing is, these we can't really get travel nurses because the price is a little bit too high. We're asking around $4,000 a month for these things.
Yeah.
And so the travel nurses are coming in, they want to spend between 1,600 to 2,000 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been successful in combining different travel nurses and put them all under one roof?
As in, renting out room by room and putting them
Yeah,
all
yeah.
under there. So yeah, we haven't really explored that method. I've had a client do that same method where they're doing room per room. She has a 2 bedroom that's right in the medical center, and she does room A and B and room B, and she's booked out across the board. But with travel nurses, they book for months. You know what I mean, ahead of time, and they stay for a while.
That's because I really want to try it with one of these 2 units just to see, how if the logistics works and everything. My partner's a little bit nervous. He's like, well, what if one's renting it all by themselves and they're only spending $2,000 to get this whole badass space by themselves, and we can't get the other rooms filled? I'm like, well, we don't know till we try it, man. We have a millionaire buddy out of Seattle that's all he does, room by room, and he makes a shitload of money. So, anyways, I'm just curious if anyone else has tried it yet. Yeah.
Depending on what side of town they're on.
The 77007 area.
Okay. Yeah. They're not too far from the medical center. So, I mean, I say try it, man. In this industry, it's not too late to try anything new.
Right.
I'll let the cat out the bag.
What's that?
What you want to do in Houston, man? This is just be on the podcast. So, I mean, it's just our podcast. Listen to it. What you really want to do in Houston is put your place on Hello Landing. That's where that's the money maker right there. You get on Hello Landing, and then you start really building yourself up, because they'll actually take care of everything for you, and then you can just work on go getting more units.
Okay.
That's the platform right there. Hello Landing.
Hello Landing. All right. Yeah. We'll check that one out.
For sure. Same with you, Steve. Yeah, if you want those places booked out, and like you want the $7,000, get on Hello Landing.
That's a new one.
Y'all up in my rep.
That's a new one. Yeah.
He's dropping gems on our show. Yes, sir. I'm gonna hit him up too. Fight the saturation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a brokerage too. When did you start your brokerage?
I started the brokerage about 2.5 years ago. Been in the game for 10 years myself. Been a licensed realtor since 2012. So we just got the brokerage off the ground about 2.5 years ago.
Congratulations, man. That's big time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so why did you start your own brokerage?
So it's always been something I wanted to do. There is I've been doing residential construction and being a realtor for about 6 years straight, and I knew that eventually I will start to get into development, and but I need to have some people sell the development all in house, right? So I've been taught 360 method from my mentors, just kind of build businesses that complement other businesses.
Mm.
So I said, all right, let me get the brokerage started first, and once we get the brokerage about 3 to 4 years in, I'll start to develop, and then I can have my own agent sell my houses. You know what I mean? So it's always been part of a 10-year plan.
Love it.
Oh, nice, man. And so you're like agents that you hire. You mentioned 90% of them do STRs.
Yep. So most of my agents are entrepreneurs, and I show them, if you're a realtor, you should be in short-term rental investments. I mean, you search for properties all day anyway, and the type of clients that we attract in this production swing of with short-term rentals. The opportunities literally fall in your lap. If your client doesn't like it, then you take the deal. You know what I mean? I've been kind of instrumental in helping them get them set up and show them why it's a compound benefit with them having a license and servicing clients that want short-term rentals, and then also fulfilling their internal investment aspirations to run short-term rental business of their own. It just makes sense.
Man, I love that. And are you planning on getting into the lending side as well?
No, nothing on the lending side. I rather, focus on developing these single-family homes and multifamily homes for short-term rentals. I leave the money up to the money guys.
Like now, question for you, because you're on the because you're at your own brokerage. Now, your units, I think I missed it at the beginning. Do you arbitrage or you own them?
So our arbitrage and own. It's a mixture of the portfolio is a mixture. We like arbitrage. That's how I got started, and a lot of our units are arbitrage. And I think it's a great way to get into real estate investment if you can't go the traditional route.
For sure. Okay. So now, like right now, are you still growing your business in Houston? And like, if so, what strategies are you using? Are you using arbitrage, or are you picking up, like, you buying properties?
So there's two different ways. When I say pick up, when you mention picking up business, the first way is when I have my realtor hat, right, where we're servicing more and more short-term rentals from a professional standpoint with the realtors, being able to find these properties on the MLS and off the MLS, and just being in the general realm of real estate. But for the realtors that actually have experience, like myself, with the Airbnb or short-term rental method, we help them buy these properties. And of course, the added benefit is we get paid a nice commission, but also we can give them a experience give it from an experience level that we also have these units ourselves. And then on the other side of things, when have the investor hat on, I'm constantly looking for unique niche opportunities to get into arbitrage, or if it's a purchase opportunity, like getting ready like the one I'm getting ready to do right now in Richmond, Texas, then I'll buy the property as well.
Okay, so he's doing the Julie George method, making a bunch of money on one property. He can give you a turnkey deal, manage it if you want to. I like that.
Exactly. One-stop shop.
I love that.
Nice.
We're in America. If you're not selling convenience, then I don't know what else you're doing.
That's a fact.
So did you come across a lot of haters when you were coming up?
Man, I can't say that I have. I tend to kind of more aspire people to try different things if whether they want to copy what I'm doing or not. But I can't say that I have. They haven't come to light yet.
It's like I don't know. I picture a lot of us entrepreneurs come from environments where a lot of negativity is popular. It's like people like to blame everything on everybody else, on the job, on the government, blame it on everything, instead of getting out there and fixing it themselves. And I've been dealing with that about leaving my 9 to 5 a lot, just getting away from a negative environment. Whenever I talk to other entrepreneurs, man, I feel like, man, I can conquer the world. Why should I spend so much time around negative people? But anyways, I just
gotcha.
That's why we do in our show, man. We always get inspired by people like you, man, that are actually out there doing it. That's great.
Yeah, no, I don't have any problem with the 9 to 5s. I did it for 6 years straight, in conjunction with being a realtor. I was building the houses during the day, and I was selling them at night, right, as a construction manager. So, but I used that to catapult my finances to be put in the position to eventually go out on my own and start my own Airbnb business and start my brokerage. So, hey, you can use it as a tool. Just use it as your 9 to 5 as a temporary tool, and then eventually when you're ready, you'll be able to soar.
I love that. And that's what I tell people, man. Having an asshole boss is a blessing because it really pushes you to get the
Yeah,
F out
yeah,
of
oh
there,
yeah, yeah, you're gonna be inspired for sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So do you manage properties too?
No, I did it for the first 3 years of when I got into Airbnb and short-term rentals. I can't do it anymore. I definitely um, third party it out for turnkey 100%. Right. The only time I get involved is when it's time to do P&Ls or any acquisitions and stage up. And after that, I got a pretty good relationship with the property manager, a buddy of mine that we have some properties under a JV, and I give them all the properties.
Nice, nice. So let's get into your turnkey BnB model. First of all,
Sir.
do you own turnkeyBnB.com?
No, I don't. We are in. We have some paperwork in motion to coin that, though. I'll tell you that.
To coin that? Okay. Because I looked at
Turnkey
I've
Airbnb.
looked that up before with a similar idea, and someone's squatting on that mother lover, man. They ain't doing
Yeah,
nothing with it. They're just
yeah.
squatting on it, man. They probably want $50,000 for it or something crazy.
Exactly, something crazy.
So tell us more about this turnkey BnB model of yours.
Man, so funny story. Well, not funny story. We know when the pandemic happened, when the pandemic happened, it kind of I almost pretty much lost most of my portfolio during the pandemic because most of them at that time were arbitrages, and I couldn't afford to pick up the bill when flights, planes are grounded, right?
Yeah.
So when I vowed that when I got back in it, I was going to be a trooper and stick through the mud, and I came through on the other side. So I ended up getting a multifamily property near Galveston, Texas, near NASA Space Center out here in Houston area, and it was a multifamily. It's a 4-bedroom house with a catwalk with an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment on top of the garage.
Nice.
Actually, my property manager found and pitched it to me, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take it. I'm ready to get back in the game, and I vowed, I was gonna find other ways to survive in case another pandemic happened, but still make this industry an investment, a long-term investment strategy for me. So that's when I got approached by my property manager. He said, hey, somebody's looking to, JV with you or get into this multifamily that I was in the middle of stage up, right? So the 4-bedroom was getting staged, and I actually got the 1-bedroom apartment on top that was on top of the garage, fully staged, maybe small things that we had to put in there, but it was able to get running right off the ground. So I said, well, I'm not really interested in JVing with anybody this time around. I kind of just want to do it myself and build my portfolio up from that moment. It's about 2 years ago now, right? And he said, well, he wants to make you an offer on the apartment. And I said, well, you can't make an offer because I don't own the building. I'm just leasing here. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, no, he wants to buy in and said, whatever you pay for it, he'll double it and let you go. And I said, okay, all right, I want it. I told him, a number that was pretty solid for me, and they didn't budge. They took it, and I said, okay. That was the same amount of money that I used to stage up the 4-bedroom that was connected to the property, and so now it's kind of up on the investment without even really getting started. The 1-bedroom on top of the garage was on Airbnb and on a couple other platforms, and it was moving pretty good, and so that prompted the guy to pay for it and on the set amount that we agreed on, which was pretty much the same amount that it took me to get the 4-bedroom up off the ground. So to me, in my eyes, I'm like, hey, I'm coming in, at even Steven, right? And day one, I'm in the green. So I said, well, if I sold that one, I wonder how much I could sell the 4-bedroom for. So I ended up doubling what I sold the a small apartment for, and after that, I didn't look back. I just took it as, this is pretty much like you're developing a form of development in real estate. You're developing short-term rentals, providing the value, and then you provide the projections, and then you sell it. Well, if it's coming from me, a professional, licensed professional, I'm broker, and I'm showing you, hey, I can pull the numbers on with short-term rentals. I can pull the numbers on what's available in the market versus Airbnb, and then put a number on it. Would it be a value for you? And after that, people just start buying every unit that I staged up and intentions to keep and run, and I just sublease it out, and I sell everything inside the unit with the purchase. They take all over with it, and then they pretty much start and take over the business from there. So then we coined the Turnkey BnB method. I see a lot of people trying to do it today. I think a lot of it's people think that it's a scapegoat, that you're exiting the business. And truthfully, when we start doing this, I had no intentions on exiting the units and things like that. So it's been crazy. It's been a good time, and I think we're going to enjoy it. We're headed out to Dallas now. We have our first one in motion. And we've been providing convenience, like I said, to Airbnb investors that want to use their money as leverage.
Accidentally created a big money business right there.
Yes, sir.
So to survive the pandemic, you said you just sold off some units?
So pre-pandemic, I was mainly in 2-bedrooms and 1-bedrooms doing the apartment things, and I had 1 or 2 single families at that time. It was mainly just apartments and things like that. So most of the apartments that I had multiple at, they just kind of agreed to let me out the lease at a set amount that was lost for money. And I exited out instead of just incurring any more debt, just waiting for a guest to kind of magically appear. We were able to kind of work some things out, and I was able to exit these leases in extraneous circumstances, right? They knew exactly what I was doing for business wise, and there's no way that I could recover after a whole year and some change, not being able to travel and things like that. Yeah, so after that, I pretty much developed like the what I call like PTSD. Like, I'm not gonna get into something that I can't afford, or get into something where I have no exit strategy again. But I love the industry and I love the business model so much that I wasn't going to quit. As soon as I get another opportunity, I was going to make good at it, and that's when I ended up getting a multifamily and doing the first couple of turnkeys.
I'm happy you brought that up. Like, you basically use that as a minor setback for a major comeback. And that's like when most people, they start quitting, instead of you looked at the opportunity, learned from it, and was like, okay, let me pivot and adjust to these types of units. See, that's what most people, they'll end up quitting, like, it's not good, but you just have to learn from your mistakes. I love that.
That's it. It's never else, always a lesson, just figure it out. I figured out single families just are more guaranteed for this type of business.
And it's funny you say that, because I'm gonna hop in a little bit and say it too. Like, I've kind of made that pivot as well. Like, I just see that they're more, and not only that, it's just more you can add to them. Like, it's just so much more you can add to them. You can cater to families. You can, like Steve said, break it down per room. And I just think, I think there's just so much more that you can do with a single family home. And then if you're buying, you can get the equity side. And if you're not buying, like you said, I think you said we're in a lease option deal. You can get really creative. So I love
you get really creative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is cool, man. So you did mention in your bio $80,000. Is that what they paid for the 4-bedroom?
Yeah, so that was for the Fourplex that we did, and it was a tremendous deal.
Yeah. How much did you pay to set it up?
So we got the way the Fourplex is set up, there was 2 sets of 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, and 2 sets of 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. We hired interior designer. This building is brand new construction, by the way. Nobody's ever lived in it. Brand new construction. I was able to lock up a lease on a lease arbitrage deal for 36 months, right? I did a 3-year lease with him, and we ran it like a commercial deal in residential space because it was multiple units. So we got a budget for 10 to $12,000 for the 2 bedrooms, and then we had a budget for the 3 bedrooms at $15,000 to $17,000 on stage up, including the interior designer and everything. So we added up that. We said, oh well, what is it going to be worth for us to turnkey this deal? Right. So we had to do our projections. We did our projections on what the building will make per month, and it was a no-brainer. After looking at 1, 2, 3 months, they're gonna double up their money easily. So we got a couple of offers in. We did an open house. I actually listed it on the MLS, and I listed on the MLS, and I said, I know for sure this is one of the first short-term rentals listed on the MLS, especially on a lease arbitrage. So we ended up getting like 40 people out. It was crazy. It was a Friday night during happy hour time, and people came out, and we were up 50% at that moment. We did both of the 2 units that are 2 bedroom, 2 bath. They were staged and fully ready to go, and the 3 bedrooms were still going through production. So just off the 2 bedrooms and what they saw, people liked that. They're asking a lot of questions, and we started getting approached by the investors that have the cash, right? So the investors that had the cash were making offers right there. They saw the numbers, they saw the potential, and it was a great deal.
So here, this jumps out at me. I mean, because that's freaking phenomenal how you did that. I mean, you just really just took it to another level. And so this is what jumps out at me. The other day, I listed my so we bought a house, right? We just recently bought a house over there in Grand Prairie, and a really nice house, and my cleaner is actually the one that staged it and everything. She did a great job, and it was ready to roll. And we were going to try to go out. I didn't want to rock the boat in the new neighborhood. Let's try to get some travel nurses, because it's a nice long stay to break it in, then go to Airbnb or short-term rentals. And so I posted it everywhere, and one of the places I posted was Zillow. And so I posted it on Zillow, but like $4,000 a month kind of deal, for fully furnished, all deal, all bills paid, 3-2 house. And okay. And so I was thinking, well, I'd get like someone that's going to be, this a travel nurse or insurance company. They look at Zillow and stuff like that. But someone that hit me up, it was a young girl out of El Paso, and she's asking, hey, I'm interested in renting your place and blah, blah, blah. And my businesses, we do, we rent it out to traveling professionals. She gave me the spiel that we've taught so many people to do before, right? She gave me that same spiel back to me, and I was like, oh, so you're gonna do Airbnb? Like, no, we use it only in the middle, for whatever. It's all good, I do the same thing, and I know where you're coming from. And I was like, are you sure you want to arbitrage this thing? You want to pay $4,000 a month, and you're confident you're going to make money on top of this $4,000 a month? And she's like, yeah, well, me and my partner, we believe that, it's a really nice house. It's really nicely furnished. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm probably not on this one, because we're trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do. It never occurred to me. Now I'm thinking, man, okay, check this out. I'll just sell it to you, right? I still own the house, but I'll sell you this sublease or this arbitrage deal, fully furnished, ready to go, for $20,000, and then y'all can rent it out, however you want to rent it out.
Come on, there you go.
Now I'm thinking like that's a good
bingo.
Not just renting it for $4,000. I did all the work, put it all together, blah, 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 and they're just going to take over and try to, profit off my hard work, right? No, you got to pay. You got to pay to play.
Yes, sir. So you caught it, man. Yeah, you're smart. You're a smart guy.
I learned from you.
You're smart guy.
Man, I got questions now.
So the owner is the person that benefits the most off the turnkey deal, right? Because they're the ones that purchase the property, and they're the ones that stage it up. So if you say, hey, I'm gonna give you my turnkey that I set up for $20,000, not only that, I'm gonna sell it to you for $20,000. You're gonna pay me the rent at $4,000 a month, and you're gonna do that for 36 months. And at the end of 36 months, I might renew or not, or I might charge you another fee to go again after 36 months. You're the one that benefits the most out of all this.
Hell yes, I don't got to do no work.
Nothing. Turnkey BnB.
Turnkey BnB.
So I have a couple questions, because now I'm thinking about putting some of my places on Zillow, man. I'm like, okay, so let's say I do, and maybe both of y'all can help me on this. Let's say I do that, right? And I say somebody, look, I'll let you in the door for 20 bands. It's already furnished. So you ain't got no furniture cost. Your furniture cost is basically the stuff that's already in there, right? Mm-hmm. You on the lease. And then I guess I'm leasing it to them with the furniture in there, but I would need clauses in there to protect my furniture, right?
So it's up to you. So some turnkey deals, it's the way that it's set up so they can understand that they have value in it is we give them the furniture as part of the sale. After 36 months, I doubt you want furniture that's been having 1,000 people sit on it, right? You ain't gonna be thinking about it. It's gonna have depreciation, et cetera, et cetera. So it's either that you can let go of the hassle, say, hey, this furniture is included in this 20,000, or you retain the furniture, but you're gonna have to have some tracking system at that point. But is it really worth it after 36 months of use?
Yeah. Okay. So then you're probably gonna get some more furniture afterwards.
Yeah, and do it all over again, and get the next guy in, get another theme, get another investor for another 20,000 for 36 months, then do it all over again.
Now would you be vetting the people that are coming in doing it? Because like it's
absolutely, yeah. This like with any business, right? You're gonna vet anybody in this type of business.
Because
right?
like in these cases, and there's also another thing to think about. Because like if they're basically arbitraging my place that's fully furnished, I might be charging $6-7 grand. If let's say they find out they can't make the rent, do you have like any clause there like, hey, if you find out you can't make the rent, we keep your 20 grand and you can walk?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, all sales is final. All sales is final. That gives them the motivation to try to make the business work. We'll give them an extra strategy. They say, hey, we normally put in a 60-day clause, or you can give us a notice, but all the furniture stays there and you walk. That's it. For them, their loss doesn't become a bigger loss, right? So they're just trying to stop the bleeding right then and there, which is a great exit, because most landlords are going to say, no, you got 36 months of rent that you need to pay me, or 30 months of rent that you need to pay me in full, right, in order to leave. Well, no, you got to think bigger than that. You let them leave, you keep the furniture, you sell it again.
Yeah. That's part of the clause. You keep the furniture. If you can't pay the rent, I'll let you leave, but I'm keeping the furniture.
Yep.
And your 20 grand.
And the 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, hold on, if I keep, because like me, I think me, Steve, and Mike, we talk about this all the time. Like I know our other partner, he'll put his place on Zillow, and like, he's expecting renters to call, and this is a bunch of arbitragers. They call and he's like, bro, this is already marked up like 5 times more than market rent, and you still want to arbitrage this thing. I might have to start letting them do it. Like, yeah, man, but it's already furnished, so we need 15, 20 grand up front to play. That might be I like that model, man. Turnkey BnB. I like that.
I guess the only thing I'd be afraid of is that if they're bad operators and the parties start happening and it just ruins it for everybody. That's what I'm worried about.
You put that in your sublease, no parties, you be real strict and real explicit on the sublease agreement, right? That sublease agreement is what's binding them to the business and what the rules and regulations are for that particular unit.
No, and I guess another thing I would have to do is like, I guess you could basically vet if somebody's good at being an operator. You could just, ask a few questions. Because I know my first question would be like, if Airbnb gets shut down, how do you, get people, I would just have a lot of questions for them, because I think that's the bit. I'm with you on that, Steve. Like, how do I know you're a good operator? Like maybe if they have an Airbnb account or Superhost or something like that.
Yep. So we've done numerous ways. First is, proof that you have the money. Show the bank account. Send us a statement. Send us a letter from your bank that says that you have this money. We want a letter of intent. We're treating this like a commercial deal, right? This is business. We will need an LOI up front. And if you're an experienced host, send me your listings. I'll look at it, and then show me your revenue for last month. Right, those are the things that we ask, and we want to deal with somebody that's vetted, and that's you're going to run into a couple of players now as Airbnb has been along. We're about 8 years in now, 8 or 9 years in, and it's just still under 10 years, right? Still a very young industry, but there's ways to vet.
And it's funny because we had a guest on last week. What was let me get his name. Fouts. Brooke Fouts.
Yeah.
And we'll send you his info too, because what he does, he helps arbitrageurs or hosts or managers find more units, right? And find more clients, find everything. And so one of the things he was saying is that there's big time corporations, the Vacasas or whoever of the world that are buying people's leases, buying people's Airbnbs, buying them, right? So even if they're like arbitrage deals or whatever, or you got them under management, Avocasa will come in and say, okay, so that one you're doing right now, it's making $1,500 in pure profit a month. We're gonna go ahead and buy it from me. He said they're buying them for like $30,000 or more. And so it's exactly what you're saying. They're not buying a house for 30 grand. They're just buying the right to continue doing short-term rentals out of that lease that you hold, that valuable lease that you got in your hands. They're going to buy that from you. And now the other question on that is what I'm wondering is so the person that you're arbitraging from is cool with you selling it off the lease to someone else. They're cool with that.
Yes, so the master lease is definitely going to any master lease that we have that we know we're going to turnkey. It says, that we're able to do subleasing, and subleasing is just another form of either putting it on an Airbnb or you're subleasing it out to a whole nother person. It's still under that rim of subleasing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess as long as they're getting paid, they're happy.
I look at it from what I since I'm a realtor and broker, right? This is we also tell our clients that are interested in, say, hey, look on the other side of things from an equity standpoint. You can do the same thing if you were to buy a house on the BRRRR method, right? You fix it up, and get it to where you think what the ARV is. But now if you actually stage it, right, and get it prepared to be used for short-term rentals, you can attack another 10, 20,000 on top of that asking price when the realtor posts it on the MLS. So it also acts as an added benefit if you're doing the flipping model or selling units, because you're selling it as a put together Airbnb versus just a put together remodeled house. You're saying this is a business now, versus it has a business value to it, not just an equity flip value from the BRRRR method. You see what I'm saying? It's another added benefit, added value on top of it.
No, in a metro market, because I know that's like really popular in vacation rental. I know that's really popular. Now in a metro market, when people are doing that and they're going and buying these deals, we just got out of the crazy bidding wars, people paying 20, 40 grand over asking.
Yeah.
So like if you're doing that, like what are the buyers asking? Are they just throwing the money out there? Or are they like, well, let me see numbers on the house? Like what are they asking?
Yeah. So definitely, we definitely give them an analysis, right? I've also we don't really use too much of an AirDNA. We use companies called RehAB, and RehAB actually sells these properties turnkey, ready to go. I call it turnkey, but they actually sell these units that are ready to go, already operating, and it comes with the property manager. So you're making money day one. It's pretty much that you're buying into a business that's already making money. So I could do the same thing what I'm trying to say is I could do the same turnkey method on properties that I own and arbitrage. It's no difference.
Kind of like buying the note.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, the owners, it's a win-win-win for everybody, right? You're saying that this property costs more because it's making 80,000 a year, sir. That's why we're checking the extra 30 grand on top, right? Versus if you're doing an arbitrage, you say, hey, this is already making this X amount per month, and you don't have to do anything. Remember how I told you, if you're not selling convenience in this business, then how are you going to attract your investors, right? And these are for the investors that have their money and want their money to work for them. If you tell them that this property is already making 6,000, 7,000 a month, and it comes with a turnkey property manager, would you take the deal knowing that you're going to make 80,000 at the end of the year and you're only pledging 35 grand now?
See, okay, and the reason why I have so many questions is because I have a rehab I'm doing right now, right? Now we've gone over budget on the rehab because it was supposed to be a BRRRR. So I'm like, well, so now I'm looking at flip territory. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to flip it. So I'm like, now it's in the hood because like these people that broke in, took stuff like once. So what I'm having to do, we put bars on the windows. We got the bars up. But I'm thinking like, hold on now. That's why I asked, do they ask for numbers? Because I'm like, I could just put a bunch of furniture in there, set it up as an Airbnb short-term rental, have everything full shebang, list, and be like, look, man, by the way, this is an Airbnb. Here are projections for the area, because I have like 3 other Airbnbs and short-term rentals in the area. Now, would they go off those projections and pay?
Yeah, they do it all the time. The projections will sell it.
Oh, dude, okay.
The projections will sell it. Yeah.
Now, before you do the professional pictures, take the bars off the window so it'll look nice, and then put them back on.
Well, what
Yeah.
I'm gonna do is I'm only do the inside of the house. I ain't gonna show them out. I'm gonna show them the outside, the front outside without the bars, and then we'll
Photoshop, yeah.
But okay, I was just wondering because I'm like, dang, you could just kind of, and I've heard other people starting to do that, but they're in vacation rental markets. I'm like, man, I was kind of really hesitant doing it like in metro markets, Houston's, the Little Rocks, where you're in the city. But if it's starting to become a play, I'm definitely about to test it out.
Yeah, nomad travel is at its all-time high, man. People are traveling for work. People are traveling for anything, you know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer Airbnb can almost work anywhere depending on how you got it set up and what market that you're advertising to. So I think that you probably have a good case here to save you Turnkey BnB. Now, if you put it on the MLS and you're able to make that description, I think you might have some legit players roll in. Because you have lenders now lending to Airbnb investors based on projection, right? So you want to tap into that market. And that's obviously, hiring a realtor like me. I'm not going to say any names, but that can put it on the MLS and get it sold for you.
I love it. Okay. I like that. Okay.
Now, one thing you said throughout the show is selling convenience. And I think that's big time. I mean, just from people from work that know that, I'm the Airbnb guy or whatever. They're always there's a lot of them that didn't even know what it was, a couple of years ago. Now they're like asking me all about, I heard this thing where you could rent something and then rent it back out on. Oh, you're talking about arbitrage. Yeah. I've been doing that for a while. I want to do that. And you think you could help? You could find me a place that I could do that, and then. And do you know anybody that could furnish it and do all this and that? And then you could help show me how to manage. So in other words, you want me to do all the work for you, and then you want to make the profit, right?
Exactly.
So,
that's what it is. Yes, exactly.
That's what it is. And they want the convenience. I was like, okay, you can get some convenience, and I'll just say, I'll sell it to you. I'll do it all, for $20,000, and then have you boom, boom, boom. Here's your Airbnb ready to go.
Yep.
Spend $5,000 on the furniture. Boom. Make the spread. And then if it don't pan out for you, I'll take it off your hands.
We're in a culture and in a country where everything is instantaneously, and they want it now. They want to be an investor, and they want to be a millionaire tomorrow. So when they come to my page and they see all the hard work that I put in, and they say, "Hey, I can give it to you for $20,000, and you can start from tomorrow." What is that worth to you? Would you pay? Would you value that? Would you? You gotta know where you're at. To sell things.
You know what? You got to cater to people's instant gratification. That's exactly what it is. Like, because we do a lot of clubhouse calls. A lot of people come in and say they've been scammed. And I'm sometimes thinking to myself, and I don't like to be that asshole, but I'm like, how the hell did you get scammed out of 50, 60 grand off a dude who don't, but then I notice it. They want convenience. You know what I'm saying? So then if people who are actually legitimate are selling them convenience, man, you can make a lot of money doing that, man. I'm definitely about to.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm about to furnish this little crack house I got and see if I can somebody to buy it, Hey, you want convenience? Here you go.
There it is.
This, man.
I'm telling you.
And this is nice. I'm learning so much. So you have offices in Dallas and where else? Dallas and
so we have a satellite office in Dallas and a satellite office in San Antonio. Yeah. Headquarters here in Houston in the Galleria area.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
sir. So do you come up to Dallas a lot?
Oh, I'm coming tomorrow night.
Oh,
so we just purchased a property down south of Bishop Arts. It's really called Oak Cliff, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's 2-3 minutes from the zoo, and so it's going to be our first Airbnb in Dallas. So we're excited about it.
Pick the right spot, man. Everybody wants to be in Bishop Arts.
Oh yeah.
Gentrifying it. Yeah. Oak Cliff is gentrified, basically.
Oh yeah.
Now, call it. Yeah, you already know what people.
That's why I said Bishop Arts. I tried to be fancy with it.
Like, bro, you can tell the gentrified part of Oak Cliff, man.
Yeah, but actually, no, it's Bishop Arts that we're from. Have you heard of it?
That's hilarious, though.
That's just code for the white people area. Nothing wrong with that. You see some coffee shops coming up, stuff like that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Gentrification. Oh man. Yeah. So we did our meetup over there in Bishop Arts.
Bishop Arts, yeah.
And it's all mixed up. You see these $1 million townhomes around a little bit hood around them. It's starting to, I don't know, it's all
crazy
mixed right now, but it's getting gentrified. But it's a good area.
That area reminded me the most about Houston, man, because Houston has no zoning. If you ever come to Houston, you can have a crack house next to $1 million home, and then it's just the way it is. So whenever I saw that area, I was like, wait a second, these homes are 700,000, and this house across the street, I'm like, all right, this is the area. This I feel like home. It's not making sense.
About Houston, man, is the zoning. It ain't no zoning. No,
everybody can party. You know what I mean? That's why Houston is good, man.
No, man, the turkey leg hut right across the street from Airbnb, bro. I'll be like, what the
hell? Yes.
Facts.
We talk about Turkey Leg Hut a lot on this show. I still never been.
Have y'all been?
I still never been. Micah has.
Micah been?
Oh, every time I go to Houston, I go to Turkey Leg, man.
Oh yeah, you gotta go. They have some great stuff down there.
What's your go-to turkey leg, Stedman?
Oh, crawfish. Put the crawfish on top of that turkey leg, and it's good. I try to finish it all, but it's just a lot.
And I be getting that one that's stuffed with that macaroni, man. I'll be like,
oh, I like that. That's my second one. That one cold too.
Fire,
that's a bad boy.
Yeah,
Steve, I'm telling you, you got to go down there, man. I'm telling you, stand in that 3-hour line. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I guarantee.
I wait till summertime's over because I ain't going to stand in a 3-hour line in Houston, man.
Yeah, but one thing in Houston, they're gonna stand for some food, So follow your favorite restaurants and put your Airbnbs around there. You have no problem booking that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. No, the owners of the Turkey Leg Hut, they created an Airbnb across the street from it. I was like, man.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Found homes for the Airbnbs. I was like, man, y'all.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's smart.
Man, we need to get him on the show.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. If I can, I'll reach out to them. I'll see if we can, man.
Oh, that'd be huge.
Yeah,
cool. That'd be huge.
Oh man. Well, thanks for hopping on, Stedman. It's been a great show.
Sir.
What advice you got to our listeners out there that are afraid to get started? What advice you got for them?
Man, I'll tell you this right now. I've been in the industry for about 10 years on both sides, investor and servicing clients. Real estate is a forgiving business. You just got to hang in there and find out different creative ways to make your business work for you. But, surround yourself around good individuals or experienced individuals at that, and take a swing at it.
And buy one of Stedman's Turnkey BnBs.
Yes. Let me supply you with convenience.
I'm actually about to go on a Facebook group and test the waters. Like, hey, I got an upcoming Airbnb for sale. Y'all interested? Thank you for this advice. Ideas, man. That's why I love this podcast. I've been down on this property, like, man, I'm over budget, man. And I'm like, well, damn, I could sell that shit as an Airbnb, man. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is cool, man. So where can folks find you?
We can find me on my Instagram, Steady Moves. That's STEDYMOVES. And that's where I post most of my content at, or on Twitter, Steady Moves.
That's a cool tagline, Steady Moves.
Yes, sir. Steady Moves.
Did you have another career that you used that name to? I mean, you could tell us here, man.
No, not yet. No, that's another life.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on, man. It's been awesome having you. Man, you definitely helped me out. I definitely learned a lot over here. I'm like, oh man, you definitely sparked some stuff up in me. So I'm definitely gonna be
my pleasure.
Cool, man. We'll go down there and visit and have some turkey legs.
Yeah, let's go. Y'all let me know.
Yeah, next time I'm in H-Town, I got to get all y'all Airbnb people together. You, TJ, everybody. I got to get all y'all together, man.
Oh, yeah. I know TJ's my boy, man. He's killing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, he's a fan of the show. He's been on a couple. No, he's been on once. We got to get him on again. So, yeah, for sure. All right, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Stedman.
Man, I never thought about that turn. I've heard about it. Like I've heard another person say, like, I listen to a lot of Bigger Pockets Rookie. I've heard that's how Tony Robinson sells his. When he flips a house, instead of just flipping it, he puts furniture in it and sells it as a, but I know they're doing it in vacation rental areas, but I'm like, man, I might as well try it in a regular metro market. I might be able to get a little bit more off the top for it. And, that over rehab budget might not help me, hurt me so bad. So
I know, right?
That was really interesting.
I know it's a Coach Cav model, is the Turnkey BnB model.
Yeah, but he ain't selling them.
Yeah, not for 40 or 80 grand. I meant for I'm just using mine to actually sell the whole house to you. Like, hey, take the whole thing. Oh, you're trying to sell the whole. You're not trying to. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell the whole house because it's the neighborhood. But I think when I could, it's kind of one of those things. Like, right, you have like how you were talking about your friends come to you at work, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you wanted to, you could oversell them some stuff. Like, yeah, man, this thing, man, you make 50, 60 grand. Just give me 20 and I'll be out of your hair.
And then I got to see him at work though. Now
that's a good point.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to screw my friends out of money. I'm just saying, a convenience fee is something different, because I'm pretty much, some of them are asking me to do all the work for them, right?
Oh yeah.
Find the place, help them get it furnished, help them get it listed, do all this stuff. And now if I'm gonna be the one, or my company's gonna manage it for you, okay, that's understandable, right? But if you just want someone else to do all the work for you, and then and then you just want to start profiting, that's a different story. That's where the convenience is someone putting it all together for you. Yeah. It just like any investment, like any turnkey investment, right? Yeah. They go and find these houses, these sometimes crack houses, and fix them up and make them all pretty and sell them to you. You don't have to do nothing, right?
For sure.
And they'll put crappy renters in there for you too. You don't even have to rent it out. So turnkey, man. So that I like how he's doing it, and if there's still meat on the bone, I mean, someone else can eat too, right?
For sure, man. For sure. And another thing to think about, I was just gonna throw this out there. You really could sell someone off the AirDNA numbers. I've heard of people doing that. Hey, this is what AirDNA says. I'm not a huge AirDNA fan, but you could, if somebody wants to buy into that, because I'm just kind of. Man, he's got me thinking over here. So as soon as we get off of this, I'm about to be posting in some Facebook groups.
Well, see, what was the name of the company that Sarah's working with now? What are they called? They came on the show.
Superhost Labs.
Superhost Labs. It's the same thing. They go and find the house for you. Then they furnish it for you for like 30 grand or whatever they cost to furnish it for you. And then they'll even have in-house management. So they do everything for you, and you just pretty much just giving them the money or just buying the house. You know what I'm saying? And They do the rest. So they make money on every single step. They're making money. So
what if they buy my house?
They have to do the they have to study that area first, right?
Yeah, never mind. They ain't
Yeah, they're all about the science.
Oh, hell no, I'm out of here. Yeah. I got a quick story before we go. So you know how we always talk about, like, us going into other neighborhoods, like when the North Arlington ban came, the guy was like, it's a whole bunch of minorities in my neighborhood. He got up.
Yeah.
So, I just launched my Lux property, and it's an older HOA, but it's mainly Black people over there, right? So we finally had our first guest. We finally got it launched. We had our first guest, man. And there was these white guys. They were construction workers, right? So, let's say, the older people, they looking out the window. So, like, I look on my Ring camera, and one of the neighbors, she came and knocked on the door, and she basically asked him, like, who the hell are you guys? So, and he told her that it's the Airbnb. And, she started asking him a bunch of questions. And, eventually he left. She was like, and then I started thinking, I'm like, it's kind of like the reverse. If we were over there, I don't know. Like, I guess if it was us and we went to one of their communities, they probably do the same thing. And I'll sit in the car with Mahogany. Mahogany's like, hell no, they're going to call the police on us. We go and see what it is. It's true. But it was funny, though. I was like, dang, man, they came and knocked on the door. Like, who the hell are you in the neighborhood? But yeah, that was a real funny thing that happened this weekend. So
that's in Arkansas?
Yeah. They were like, kind of like, what are these dudes over here at the house? The thing is, me and Mahogany, we've been in the house like the whole time, we'll go over there, set stuff up. My sister's been over there because she set it up. Never had a problem, man. These people showed up. They're like, who the hell are you?
Yo, the sting operation, what's going on here? Shit.
It was funny, man. Because we saw it. It was funny. And Huggy was like, nah, if that was us, they would have called the cops, man. I was like, that might be true. But yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Many different ways to skin a cat, dude, in this industry.
For sure.
So that was a cool episode. And I'm inspired too. Now I'm like, damn, that phone call I picked up, I said, nah, we're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah, I'm about to hit up after this episode. I'm like, man, want to start maybe entertaining some of those arbitragers, but yeah.
Cool, brother. Where can people find us?
You can find us on IG at Live Let Thrive, TikTok, Live Let Thrive. Send us an email, leave us a review. Not only leave us a review, but remember to hit that subscribe button, man. Hit the subscribe button. We almost at 1,000 some subscribers. We're about to be doing some revamps, so hopefully we can really blow up and get out there because we got over 200 some damn episodes on this platform. So yeah, hit us up.
Masterclass.
Yes, our masterclass is coming August 20th. It's going to be virtual and in person. So if you're trying to if you're trying to meet us in person, you can come to Dallas for that. And it's also going to be virtually online. So remember to hit all that'll be on the show notes. Click the link tree. That's all there. And thank y'all for continuing to support us. We're going to continue to keep dropping these gems, and we are out.
Peace.
Later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.